Hey guys, Abby Johnson here. So I keep seeing all these people doing these videos and they're talking about the I word. Can we even say it on here? Ivermectin. And I know, CNN keeps calling it like animal dewormer and horse dewormer and things like that. And anyway, and keeps getting a lot of flack because it's being used off label. And I'm like, that's not a big deal to me because when I worked in the abortion industry, we used abortion pills off label all the time. That was part of our protocol because misoprostol, the medication, part of the medication abortion pill regimen, the second part, is used off label. And it's, the way that we used it was not approved by the FDA. And so when a woman takes the misoprostol pills at home, she's indeed using it off label. So I thought, well, surely liberals don't have a problem with somebody using ivermectin off label because they like abortion and these people are supporting medication abortion, and medication abortion is part of that is off label. So surely they wouldn't be hypocrites in that area, right? But then that led me down a rabbit trail and I started looking up and finding all of these other medications that, I feel like are pretty common that are being used off label. So I just wanted to share some of those with you. So some things that you may have heard of. Clomid, for example. Many of us know what Clomid is. If you know someone that, has 3 or 4 kids, at one time, maybe they had triplets or quadruplets. It may be because they were on Clomid. Okay, so Clomid helps stimulate the follicles in the ovaries, and you may pop out several kids in one go at it. And what they have found, though, is that by using it off label, it can actually help stimulate male fertility and can help increase sperm count and sperm motility. Now, not only is this off label, but this is like off gender, right? So not only are they saying, oh, well, you can use it for this different thing, but this is not just something else. This is like a whole different, gender using this. So, sort of a big deal. Okay. So you can use Clomid off label. Methotrexate. Methotrexate is typically used to treat a specific type of cancer that you can get after having a molar pregnancy. But it is the go-to if you have an ectopic pregnancy. And by the way, methotrexate is used off-label to treat ectopic pregnancies. That is not FDA approved. There's currently no FDA approved method to treat an ectopic pregnancy. Methotrexate, though, is typically the go-to. And nobody says anything about that. That seems to be fine. Gabapentin, very common. I took it for back pain one time. Gabapentin, only FDA approved for seizures. But it's used for bipolar, it's used for migraines, it's used for tremors, hot flashes, restless leg syndrome, neuropathic pain, back pain, all kinds of different things. Only FDA approved, though, for seizures. Everything else, off-label. Another one I found interesting was prazosin. It is a hypertension medication, but it is, so high blood pressure medication, but it's actually used off-label to help people who have nightmares decrease their incidence of nightmares, and it also helps off-label poisoning due to scorpion venom. Didn't know that was a problem. But look, the bottom line is that I'm not sure why the media, I'm not sure why the left, they're so incredibly obsessed with people taking ivermectin off label. I mean, I did it. I took ivermectin off label. I didn't take horse dewormer. I took pills for human consumption that I got from a doctor, that I took to a grocery store pharmacy. I took it to HEB. I got it filled by a human pharmacist, and I took human pills. And I was back and feeling 100% in 4 days. I didn't take anything I didn't take any paste or horse anything. I took human pills. There are sometimes drugs that both humans and animals are able to take. I have had dogs before that have allergies, and I have given them Benadryl. And guess what? Sometimes I take Benadryl too. I had a dog that was spayed one time, and she needed a little pain medication, and she had a little hydrocodone or something. And you know what? I've taken hydrocodone before in my life too. She had to take some amoxicillin, and I've taken amoxicillin too. You know, there's sometimes that medications cross over in the animal world and the human world. That doesn't mean that we are suddenly animals. Doesn't mean that they are suddenly human. But that's just the way medication goes. And it doesn't mean that those of us who took ivermectin, doesn't mean that we automatically took horse paste or that we took some sort of horse dewormer. We probably took human ivermectin. And just because we took it off label doesn't mean that it didn't work. Because as I just listed off, all of these medications, including the blessed misoprostol, the left's blessed sacrament of abortion, that they love to talk about so much, and they think there's nothing better than abortion. Well, even their blessed abortion, even that blessed abortion pill regimen is being used off label. So if their abortion can be used off label and they see that as acceptable, then I'm going to say that my use of ivermectin off label is also perfectly acceptable.